What are the telltale signs that you're heading for a breakup? When you miss the memories more than your partner. You hesitate to make future plans with them. And then she starts her pish about having wains and ye don't want wains. You're just here for a good time. No, the long time, but she's a lying cow and said she wiss on the pill, but she wisely and no year envisioning yourself as a 43-year-old alky way 3 wains and a mortgage you're never gonna pay off, and she's pumping your brer at the same time and he's hinking the same, so ye just end it at 50 and hang yourself. Edit, cheers for the gold mate, but it's no gonna get ma fucking cow wife to stop shagging ma brer, is it? When you get home, you find yourself sitting in your car, just taking a few extra minutes and some deep breaths before you go inside. Unless you have kids. If you have kids, this is totally normal. This is exactly how I am when I get to work. Put car in park. Take a few deep breaths. Fiddle with my cup holder. Tense up all the muscles while gripping the wheel of my car. Release tension. One last deep breath. Get out of car, walk into work. Think I need to break up with my job. They're very similar for the signs that you're heading for a layoff. Secret meetings that you're not invited to. Excessive recriminations for minor infractions. Making sure that somebody else can take care of all of your official duties. Shit. My girlfriend just called me in for another evaluation even though we did our yearly reviews in November. She's been asking really weird questions about my projects too. This can't be good. Posting on Reddit asking for telltale signs that you're heading for a breakup. Firstly, she starts wearing less and going out more. Then you see her having glasses of champagne on the dance floor which you know she can't afford, and finally hanging with girls you have never seen before. Edit, thank guys, I'm setting up a record label now. When spending time together feels like a chore, not a pleasant afternoon. Edit, some time apart is normal and healthy. I'm specifically talking about a sense of dread that wasn't present beforehand. I'm terribly sorry my dear. But being with you right now is simply not reminiscent of a pleasant afternoon. Therefore I must leave you. Tally-ho. Tally-ho forever. But it's only 10 a.m. I said, tally-ho. From personal experience, I would have to say when I find that I am unable to relax around my current partner. If I feel on edge because I'm nervous that we are going to get into an argument, or I have to be on my best behavior to make you want to hang out with me, then we are headed for a breakup. I broke up with my last ex when I realized that my hands were shaking once I got in my car after hanging out. Maybe you just have Parkinson's. Why is that you Parkinson's in a driveway but don't drive in a Parkinson's way? Your phone rings, it's her, and you don't want to answer. Edit, goddamn, a lot of you are playing League. I guess I should break up with my mom. Edit, Jesus fuck. I love my mom. I spend lots of time with her. I'm always taking my wife and daughter over to visit. I just need to spend some time with my family and friends occasionally. And also to go to work uninterrupted from time to time. When this question makes you a little uncomfortable. If she fucks another guy. I hope you're reading this, Stacy. Hook up with her mom. I hear that she's got it going on. This thread is like the WebMD for relationships. Nothing but doubt and worry will ensue after reading. You find yourself not bringing up that you haven't so quickly into conversations with the opposite sex. When you are constantly breaking up and getting back together, eventually there is too much water under the bridge and things fold for good. Breaking up is like knocking over a Coke machine, you can't do it in one push. You gotta rock it back and forth a few times and then it goes over. Seinfeld. When your so goes out of their way to find differences between the two of you. This can be a subtle one, but I have noticed it in almost every breakup I've had. For example, you watch a movie and you think your so might like it, so you say, hey, check out X, it's your sort of movie. When things are going well they might say oh, okay, but just before the breakup they are looking to put psychological distance between you, so it ends up turning into oh, that's really not the kind of movie I like. It's subtle, but I think it happens when people are trying to justifying going out with someone else. They try to find as many differences between themselves and their current partner to make it seem like it's not a good fit, and they find more and more similarities with the new partner. Of course, this is just a general pattern. If it happens one time, don't think your so is gonna break up with you tomorrow. When you aren't on the same page with what you want out of the relationship. Till I'm not very happy in my relationship. Joint Facebook accounts. We all know one. You always know what to say. You never cease to amuse me. 2 things I heard yesterday. I'm fucked. Just to mellow out the flames of worry in this thread. A relationship that ends isn't a failure, it's a default. You are allowed to love and lose. You are allowed to not be bitter about it. You are allowed to grow in different directions. You are allowed to want something they can't offer, and they are allowed the same. You are allowed to let go. You are allowed to miss them. You are allowed to move on. We've been told we should be searching for a single somebody instead of enjoying and learning from what time we have with anybody. Ending is okay. Sometimes a short, successful relationship is the best thing you could have done for yourself for a little while. You are allowed to stop worrying. When she pocket dials you while getting laid, actually, that was the sound of me eating spaghetti. But I'll let them think it was the other thing. When you look at him or her and think, he's an asshole daily. Or you describe them to friends as an asshole. It's time to go. Me too starts coming instead of I love you too. Switch to I know. You'll seem cool, but distant. Not nearly as cool as when you get frozen in carbonite though. When you're spying on someone because you think they are cheating. Less talking despite obvious tension. I was creeping her Pinterest looking for inspiration for a gift when I saw that her most recent pin were some foreboding Mumford & Sons lyrics. Thought to myself, oh. When she comes home loaded with her skirt on backwards. Sex becomes a chore. A lack of enthusiasm and communication is a big red flag. Sometimes the other person has more important things going on and can't spare as much of their time and energy to communication as normally, and that's fine. But when they ignore you for a longer period of time, it starts to be a problem. You start following any advice given in /r/relationship_advice. Sounds like you're in a bad, abusive relationship. Time to lawyer up, hit the gym, go no contact. You'll be sad at first but you're worth it. If you live near me I'll buy you a beer. It's taken me 3 tries to figure this out. The moment it's over is the moment I say to myself, in my head, this thing may bother me now, but fighting about it isn't worth it because at some point in the future, I will be free of this. Then I just wait like a year or 2 for an opportune time and end it. Working on reducing that waiting period. He comes out of the closet. Buy your significant other a train set. If after all the hours of setting it up and playing with it, they prefer to suck another guy's dick, then you should break up. When your so talks about intimate and personal matters of theirs with other people and you just feel like those are the things that they would normally discuss with you. I don't mean this in a selfish way, nobody can limit their so and humans need friends and communication, but when you know the other person for so long, you learn to distinguish between their friends and people they would be interested in a romantic way. And it's not even flirting, it's just pure rust and that's what makes you hurt, not angry. Finding reasons to work late / errands to run before going home, when really they aren't necessary. Watching TV constantly when together in house. One of you is always a little under the weather. Either imagined, invented or simply a physical reaction to the emotional anguish of a dying love / toxic relationship. Not being able to find any common ground or common interests. Close friends drifting away from contact. Specifically relating to groups of couples that socialize together. They feel it before you do sometimes. Rats on a sinking ship. Edit formatting. Asking this question. Watching TV together, having a nice time. She said, "Hey, I just want you to know that we'll always be friends." Pretty much knew it was down the tank after that. When making plans, you look forward most to those things you'll do alone. You resent each other. You don't like being around each other. You feel more like roommates than a couple. You get annoyed if a phone call from them interrupts you when doing something mundane. Or you're just like me and hate phone calls in general. Statistically, that you're in a relationship. When Scotty doesn't know. The 4 major breakup warning signs. 1. Your partner starts distancing himself either physically or emotionally. 2. Your partner makes big changes to his daily routine. 3. You notice a change in the frequency of your arguments. 4. The level of physical intimacy has dropped to an all-time low. Random shopping carts in the road. You haven't had sex in a year, and he tells you to stop asking about it. She stops farting in front of you. I'm definitely not heading for a breakup. If you have hypothetical arguments about your partner in your head, you are in a poisonous relationship. For example, if you can't finish a thought without hearing your partner chime in with something negative to say to you, and you end up thinking about how to counter that, you need to leave pronto. You don't want to click on this thread because you're afraid of what you'll find. If she just drops off the face of the earth. I might be late, but I think the worst sign is overdependence. Depending too much on a partner or on each other will most likely guarantee that it will not last. My ex was a beautiful, funny, and cool girl who I thought had it all. I depended on her so much that she didn't have enough space. I always wanted to hang out with her and kiss her and always be with her until I realized what I was doing. We talked and made space, but after I stopped being so dependent and clingy, she started to be just the same. She would constantly check my phone and find something she didn't like that was pretty normal. She went from wanting space to not letting talk to my friends who were girls. I remember at one point she made me tell another girl I won't be talking to her because I used to think she was cute a couple of years before. It ended because we both realized we depended on each other way too much. That shit left me sour. It's been over a month, but I'd still take you back any day and work it out. Liked what you saw? Hit like, subscribe and the bell icon for more crazy Reddit content.